4 simple steps to use this strategic pricing strategy to supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Today we're talking about number 14. I don't have enough fingers. 10 and 4. 14 of my top 20 supersizing and growing your business strategies. This is a pretty simple one, and one that a lot of us ignore for a long time. I was in the Italian food manufacturing business for 35 years, and we only raised our prices like every couple of years, which was insane given the volatility of raw material pricing, fuel pricing and things. Lots of our suppliers were tacking on fuel charges whenever gas prices fluctuated, and they would add them, but they never took them away, or different surcharges for delivery and things. But we didn't do that. We just kept it simple, and we could probably have made a lot more profits by increasing our prices on a much more frequent and regular basis, which was a huge lesson learned in that particular business, in that industry. But because of these 4 steps that I'm going to share with you today, that's some of the reason that we didn't raise our prices very often, mainly because it gave us a competitive advantage. There were a lot of people in the industry that raised their prices, every month or every other month, which was super hard for the retail customers, the stores we sold B2B, to keep track of and update all the time. Although they learned to automate their systems as technology has changed and improved, that became easier as well. So what are the 4 steps? Number 1, we need to do a cost analysis. We need to know what our costs are for different, I'm looking for a magnifying glass, for different parts of our business in order to decide what our original price should be in the first place. If we're not covering our costs, we're not going to stay in business very long with respect to pricing, because we will price ourselves, or we'll reduce our price and knock ourselves right out of the business, right? One of my favorite sayings, and I think it's attributed to Dan Kennedy, is there's no competitive advantage to be the second least expensive product or service available in the market. And depending on what your market is and your niche is, that, I guess I've seen that apply to just about every industry and every niche I've ever worked in or worked with. There is a competitive advantage to being the cheapest, but if you can't be the cheapest and the least expensive, then you're just one of the guys in the middle. So you have to find a way to differentiate yourself in order to charge more for pricing. The second thing we want to do after we know what are our operational costs, what are our production costs, what is our overhead, to come up with a profitable pricing standpoint in the first place. And then we don't necessarily want to land there, right? We don't want to just be covering our costs plus 10% or something. A lot of industries, depending on the industry you're in, have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500% over their cost that they're charging for their product. Why? Because it's that valuable. Second step is we need to do a competitive analysis. Research the competitors' pricing strategies to position our prices effectively, right? Again, there's no competitive advantage to being the second least expensive. So why would we want to position ourselves there? We don't want to. Step 3, value-based pricing. And this is where we really succeed in supersize and grow our business using this strategy. We have to realize what is the value to our products and services to our customer. How much do they value that? Because that's what they're willing to pay for it. If they don't value our products and services or our solution very much, they're not willing to pay very much. If they value it highly and they see us as the premier provider for them, they're willing to pay more. It's why brands of different areas, which we talked about brand strategy the other day, are able to charge outrageous amounts of money for something that someone else could sell a different version of that was the same functionality, but it didn't have the status or the brand associated with it. So value-based pricing, we want to align our pricing to the perceived value of our customer, right? That's the most important part of that. And then our fourth step is, of course, like everything else, we want to periodically review our pricing and decide if there are different tiers or different offerings or different price points that we should be testing and then tweaking and adding to our products and service offering. It's pretty easy once we get our core product and service priced properly and in line to enhance that and reach different customer groups by offering alternative pricing. Sometimes just offering financing for our products and services makes our products and services available to a whole new group of people that would otherwise not necessarily be able to work with us at the time. So love to know your pricing model. What's your motto and what's your belief about pricing? Vast majority of people I come in contact with underprice their products and services like at least fivefold. And so that's one of the areas that we can grow strategically really, really quickly, because there's always a group of customers within our loyal customer group that are willing to pay pretty much whatever we charge if what we're offering them matches the value of the money that they're putting out in order to take advantage of those products and services. So pricing, very important product and strategic advantage for each of us to look at. And again, remember, one size does not fit all, usually in our customer groups. So I guess I like to believe that we can let people pay us as much as they want to pay us because they value us. In different industries, that has a different effect. I grew up in manufacturing for the most part. Manufacturing, I love it. And it's got a definite different mindset when it comes to pricing and selling products and services than for example, coaching and consulting or agencies, etc. All right, that's our strategy for today. I'd love to know your take and experience on this. Do you think you charge too much? Do you think you don't charge enough? Share in the comments below so we can learn from one another. Have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow with top strategy number 15 for supersizing and growing your business. Have an awesome day.